What up, Bulls Nation? It was a great stat, Dave. We got a live CHGO Bulls pregame coming up for y'all right around the corner. The road trip ends tonight. Mile High taking on the Nuggets in Denver. The Bulls trying to go 4-2 on the road trip, win their third straight. Woo! Coby White's cooking. Just got another Player of the Week honors. We'll talk about that. Plus, who's in, who's out for the Bulls and Nuggets. All coming up next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls pregame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Day. Bow. BAWL Sports. Will the Goat Gottlieb, perfectly coiffed. Will_Gottlieb. And the queen of the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy. What up, Katie?
Hi.
Game 6 of their trip out west and back again. Bulls looking for their third straight win. They're looking for a 4-2 record on this trip. They are unstoppable. 2025 NBA champions, Chicago Bulls. We're just waiting until we get to that point. The Bulls actually, gentlemen, beat the Nuggets back in January. A convincing win from top to bottom. 7 players in double figures, including all 5 of their starters. That is back when Lonzo and Ayo were both active.
And Levine.
So, little bit of a – oh, yeah, the Bulls still had Zach LaVine back then. I think that was maybe the last or second to last game he played, actually, because it was January 27th, I believe
it was the last game.
And then they traded him December 2nd or February 2nd. So that was the last Zach game?
It was definitely the last win that they had with Zach. I'm not sure if it was his last game.
Because I think he sit out 1 or 2 right before he got traded.
Yes, he did.
But so obviously some different scenarios here tonight as far as
last game he played.
That was the last Zach LaVine game in a Chicago Bulls jersey was the Bulls win over the Nuggets in Chicago.
He was awesome. He had 5 out of 10 threes that game.
Tonight, different script. Obviously, I would assume we've done for the season. Lonzo Ball. Interesting update here I saw from Casey Johnson on Twitter a little bit ago with Billy Donovan's pregame media availability. Lonzo did not travel with the team. There was reports earlier that he might join them mid-trip, like maybe join them in L.A. That never happened. He stayed in Chicago. But according to Billy Donovan earlier this afternoon, Lonzo Ball did complete a full workout in Chicago today.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Means he worked out and did stuff, and he made it through without injury.
Is he ramping up, Dave?
No, why you do
is
this to me?
Is he ramping up?
That's
ramping up?
It's as annoying as Tyson being called Tyler.
My bad, Tyson. I was multitasking.
Shout out to everybody hanging out with us in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button right now.
Yeah.
And then obviously for the Bulls, Trey Jones remains out after he left that game with the injured foot. The Bulls put out a press release saying he'll be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. X-rays were negative. They're calling it a foot sprain. So no Trey, no Lonzo, no Ayo. Everybody else available for the Bulls. Meanwhile, Bulls are staring at a very winnable game tonight because Nikola Jokic will miss his 5th straight for the Nuggets. He's been dealing with a bothersome ankle. Deron Holmes, obviously long-term injury. He is out, as is Julian Strother, one of their young up-and-comers. He's out with a knee. Aaron Gordon, a late scratch. He is dealing with the calf injury that kept him out 20-plus games earlier this season.
Wow.
They've been managing since his return. Also, on top of that, dealing with a sprained ankle recently. This is the Nuggets' second night on a back-to-back, their third game in 4 nights.
Wow.
Mike Malone spoke to the media just moments ago saying, we're going to be overly cautious with Aaron Gordon. Obviously, he is a big part of what that Nuggets team does when healthy. So that means no Aaron Gordon for the Nuggets tonight, along with Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray does get the green light. He's fighting an ankle, as is Christian Brown dealing with a foot. He gets the green light as well. So not the full-strength Nuggets tonight.
No. Or as French Bulls fan put it, Aaron Gordon out with the Modest flu. Because the last time he played, Modest went absolutely bananas and insane. Didn't miss a shot, scored 24 points. It was great. The Bulls have a great chance to close out this road trip with their 4th victory on this road trip. Did not see them going 4-2 on this road trip, but they have a really great chance to do it. Even Mike Malone when Casey Johnson tweeted out, was talking about the Bulls. He was like, they might be the best running team in the league. And when you're this injured and playing on back-to-backs and you're about to play the Chicago Bulls, they will be running. And so that fourth quarter, they made that their plan, which is to wear you down to get to that fourth quarter and run you out the gym. That might work really well for them tonight. The only difference is you're playing in that Denver air. And so that thin air might, mess with them a little bit, but I don't think to the point that it'll stop them from doing what they enjoy doing. And that's getting out on the break, getting easy layups, getting to the paint, getting to the foul line, and getting to the three-point line as well.
Yeah, and I wonder, you mentioned the quote from Malone. I wonder how the Bulls are going to be guarded, understanding now that, this is not a tanking team. I think they kind of not got away with it a little bit, but I think that the perception of them, you trade Zach LaVine, you're 13, 14 games under 500, you're probably going for draft situation here. And the Bulls have now won 7 out of 9. They're playing really well. I wonder if they will be able to get away with the pace and just hitting teams by surprise as much as they have been. But without Jokic, the Nuggets are not a good team. And over their last 8 games, they're only 500. Over their last 16 games, they're only 500. Over their last 8, they're 3-5 with a -6 point differential. So they're struggling. I think this is a real opportunity for the Bulls to run them out of the gym. And that's kind of what I expect at this point.
And with or without Joker, obviously this team is better when a 2-3-time MVP winner now, right there with SGA this season as well, is out. Your team is not as good. But even before he went down for this 5-game absence dealing with his ankle, Joker played in a game and put up 40 burger, and I can't remember the rest of his stat line, in a loss to the Wizards. So they are not exactly humming. They had a crazy hot streak after their slow start to vault back up the Western Conference standings, and they are still coming into tonight, 3rd in the West, a game behind Houston for 2nd, a game ahead of the Lakers who are in 4th. But as Go just pointed out, this is a team that has had some rocky ups and downs recently, Dave.
Rocky. Get it?
I didn't even mean to do that.
I'm always hearing the bars. See, I'm always peeping them. I see them like that. But yeah, I think Iko Bean is definitely right. This is definitely a trap game for them.
How hilarious is it to contemplate the Bulls putting the Nuggets in a trap game scenario? Or you're saying it's a trap game for the Bulls?
No, it's a trap game for the
It's a trap game for the Bulls on the road against the Nuggets. That's absurd.
Let them have it. Hey, man, let them eat cake, eat all the cake. It's awesome. But I do think, Denver is in a classic trap game right now for the Bulls. Even though they are at home, they have that advantage and they are who they are. The Bulls are humming, and the Bulls play better on the road. They are 500 on the road. They are a much better road team, and doing it out west, they just continue to pound these teams over and over again as far as getting inside, getting outside, watching Coby White continue to evolve, watching him go up against Russell Westbrook, and I'm watching Giddey go up against Westbrook is going to be something I'm definitely going to be intrigued to see, because Giddey has been shown to be an agitator, as we saw last game with a guy like Luka. So I'm curious what an agitated Russell Westbrook might look like. That should be interesting. But Christian Braun and those kind of guys, they're still formidable as I don't know what, because it is still the Denver Nuggets, and Mike Malone is still a great coach. But the Bulls definitely have an opportunity to get in on the ground floor of a victory against the Denver Nuggets and to go 2-0 against them. Now, even in the past, the Bulls usually played Denver tough. I'm not saying they always played them tough. There were a few games that they just got ran out the damn gym. But the Bulls usually would go head up with those guys and be a little tough when they would go against them. So I'm interested to see Vooch and his approach to the game. I already mentioned Coby, but all eyes for me, Will Gottlieb, will definitely be on Modest Buzelis, because his growth is what continues to keep my smile what it is. It's great seeing him do this.
Yeah, and we saw, obviously, career high in this last game against the Lakers, 31 points. He had a fantastic game coming off of a really poor game for him, where he got benched in the second half, did not play as much as he had been, and we've even seen his minutes trend down. So for him to bounce back from a poor game with a career high was great, and I think even more exciting will be to see how he bounces back from a really good game. Does he ride that momentum? Is he capable of stringing multiple good games together? Because that's really what it's about for Modest at this point, is building up to a level where you can play consistently. And, we've seen that at times from him, but it's a lot of flashes. It's still very raw and to be expected, right? He's a rookie, he's a young player, But this is the kind of stuff that you can start to stack on top of good game on top of good game. Mm-hmm. And he can get to a point where he's really consistently contributing at a high level. That's how you turn yourself into a very good player.
So, still a formidable test for the Bulls tonight, although no Joker and Gordon makes it a much more winnable game. For the Bulls, it is Coby White, Gideon at backcourt, along with Herter, Modis, and Vooch in the starting five. Mm-hmm. For the Nuggets, Sanj, Joker, and Gordon, you got Jamal Murray and Christian Brown, Michael Porter Jr., Peyton Watson, and the wily vet DeAndre Jordan getting the start. So, gentlemen, big news earlier today. NBA released the Player of the Week awards. Mm-hmm. Kevin Durant in the West. He's good.
Acceptable. Yeah.
You know what's cooler than that? Coby White winning back-to-back weeks. How about that, man? Coby White gets Player of the Week honors again in the week. Then the Bulls go 3-1, all on the road, averaging just over 30 points a game and very efficiently. So, Bulls, with their press release on the announcement of him winning the award, let Bulls Nation know that it's White's second consecutive weekly honor, which makes him only the second Bull ever to win the Player of the Week honors in consecutive weeks.
I wonder who did that first.
Fill in the blank. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Also, Coby is the first Eastern Conference player to repeat winning this award since Joel Embiid did it back in the 22-23 season.
It's awesome.
And Coby is the second NBA player to earn consecutive weekly awards this season. Only other player to do so thus far, Domantas Sabonis. I mean, just pile it on the heap of praise that Coby White has been getting recently, and rightfully so.
Oh, yeah, extra helpings. Like, more of it. Give me some more.
Put some
steak on it. Rolling on the river, that's where. It's great. Like, it's just great to see Coby White do this kind of stuff and get this kind of recognition, from the league. And also Kevin Durant, his Player of the Week comes because he had a good game against the Chicago Bulls, part of that. So we're going to claim a little, I want a little part of that too. I want a little piece of yours as well, sir.
Bulls' bad defense played into.
That's right. That's right. They were like, man, he balled against the Bulls.
But it was their
Player of the Week.
It was their only loss in a 3-1 week, which factors into Kobe's winning it. 30 points per game, 30.3 to be exact, 4 assists in a 3-1 week. And like the winning cures everything, or like the winning solves all adage.
Winning cures all.
That kind of feels like that's what's happening here. And the Bulls are playing well.
Winning. That's real.
Exactly. And like for the Bulls to play this well and also get that recognition, Kobe's been playing out of his mind. We've been singing his praises. But I think the ultimate question is like, can it lead to winning at a high level? And that was what was so great about that game against the Lakers, where it's a very good team that you're going up against and you're just running them out of the gym.
Out of the gym.
Our guy Fish, shout out saying, Coby, God bless you, Coby. You're ducking hooping. That's right. He is ducking hooping. Nicholas Williams saying, that's crazy, Coby. Green Crank Records saying, dropping a few spots in the draft is worth it to see Coby happy. Well, that's a very nice thing to say, being, someone who cares about other people's happiness. It's very selfless of you. Thank you for saying it, Katie, so I didn't have to. Okay. But, gentlemen, it is not just Coby who is on the up and up. It is this entire Bulls team. Coby has been at the forefront of it, as has his backcourt mate, Josh Giddey, who, worth noting, Josh Giddey was among the other Eastern Conference nominees or finalists or whatever they call it for the Player of the Week award. With his teammate Coby getting the win. So Josh Giddey did get some love as well for what he's been doing recently. But this Bulls team as a whole, this road trip and the last 10 games is a sample size that you can't entirely ignore.
Okay.
And in the Bulls' last 10 games, they are 7-3. 7-3. And in those 10 games, they have an offensive rating of 117.8. 10th best in the NBA. They have a defensive rating of just under 112, also 10th in the NBA. 112. And they have a plus 5.9 net rating, the 6th best net rating in the NBA over the past 10 games. You see those compared to, thank you, Katie, their numbers on the season as a whole, which are all in the 20s, rankings-wise, and less good. Gentlemen, when you look at these offensive, defensive, what jumps out as far as what we've been seeing with the eye test recently, as the Bulls have continued to play better. They are playing fast. Coby's playing well. Giddey's playing well. The ball's moving. Is the offensive improvement more real? Is the defensive improvement more real? Like, what do these numbers mean to you for a sample size of 10 games?
For me, the offensive rating is what jumps out for me. The defensive rating, I'm still not sold on. And I'm still not sure they're a really good defensive team. They're great at helping, and they're playing to their strength, and I appreciate that. Modest, I continue to say, is a great help defender. But if you watch when guys are going to the lane, like multiple guys are collapsing, on those opponents when they go to the lane, and they're using their length to bother those guys. So, and it's working. I mean, because when you got long-armed Giddey, when you got Modest over there, and you got Zach Collins, like, yeah, those are big dudes with long arms. It's going to affect what you're trying to do. So I like that aspect of it, and I don't want to dismiss what Tre Jones is doing as well as far as his steals. And Giddey, I mean, he got 8 steals, for goodness grace. But the offensive rating is what's doing it for me, because the Bulls are hanging their hat on that for me. Like Mike Malone just said, they're a running team. It's what they do. They get out and they do that. That, for me, could be something that is more sustainable and can carry you through if your defense comes back down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why I want to give credit again to Billy Donovan and what he's done with this team offensively, kind of changing what they do mid-season, because this wasn't the offense they were running before. This is a new type of offense. They were still getting down the break and still being fast, but they were much more slower and, kind of getting in the half court and then getting it Vooch and then getting it Zach LaVine. Now it's, everybody touching the ball. Now it's we're out on the move and everybody gets an opportunity who wants it. Whoever's open is going to get a chance. Coby one-on-one, slow down cooking people, cool. Modest on the baseline behind his back, great. Giddey, you want to go straight to the rack and score? Wonderful. Kevin Huerter, you want to see the greenest light in America? It's Kevin Huerter. So they're getting these opportunities to do that, and they're showcasing, and it looks really, really good, and it doesn't matter who's doing it. This is how you end up with 2 guys with 30-plus points on your team. This is how you end up with multiple games of guys, like 5 or 6 guys in double figures, guys with 20-plus points. The Bulls continually are doing this over and over again, and I haven't even mentioned Nikola Vucevic, who's also a scorer and a rebounder for him too. So, yeah, I'm really impressed with them and what they're doing offensively, and I think that could be something that's really sustainable.
Yeah, I think the offense, I'm buying into it to a certain extent. I mean, the first thing that you look at with this kind of stuff is, like, are you experiencing extra three-point luck on both sides of the ball?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the Bulls right now on the year, they're taking 42.6 three-point attempts per game, and they're making 36.6% of them. Okay, 42.6 is the second highest number of threes taken in the league, and they are 12th in three-point percentage on the year. Over these last 10 games, they're shooting fewer threes. They're only taking 39.3 three-point attempts, and they're making a lower percentage of them, 34.9. So they're 10th in attempts, and they are 24th in percentage. So this is not a situation where you're just getting lucky making a ton of threes.
Right.
I think they are doing a really good job of getting out in transition, not getting bogged down in the half court pretty much ever. But then when they do get into half court, the aggression from Coby, from Giddey, from Tre Jones when he was playing, I mean, everyone has just been so aggressive and physical, attacking the basket, collapsing the defense, and getting to the foul line. And that can really overhaul your scoring profile, your efficiency. You definitely want to see it for more than 10 games, but to me, this is a stylistic change. I think Coby is shooting like 62% on 2-point shots over that stretch. So it's like a very high number, but it's not, to me, a sense of like, you're just making a ton of threes in back-to-back-to-back games. This is like a changed style of play, and that makes me buy it more. The defense, I think they're experiencing a lot of luck with that in terms of 3-point shooting. And we can talk about some of the numbers with that, but the offense, I think, is for sure looking more and more real as it continues on this way.
And talking about the way that they're playing and pushing this pace, the Bulls have been dominating points in the paint in a lot of these wins recently, which, something they struggled with out of the gate this season. And it's not because all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're going to throw it to Vooch on the block 20 times. No, their points in the paint are coming in transition and on the fast break. That's where the points in the paint are coming from. True. The aggression of Josh Giddey and Coby White and everyone else who's running the floor with them. And then also being very unselfish with the ball. Mm-hmm. We've even seen like Vooch and Kevin Huerter like work well together as like making a backdoor cut and finding an open man. Like it's the way that they're doing it that is, you know, fascinating and I will say it impressive. Whether or not it's sustainable is, you know, I think the other question. It's something that Billy Donovan talked about way back in training camp. If we play fast, we'll give ourselves a chance to win every night. If we play fast / limit the turnovers while doing so. And talking about being a team that is conditioned well enough to play that way in this stretch and even on a 6-game road trip, the answer to that question appears to be yes.
That's true. The conditioning is very key on what they're doing. And, yeah, like Will said, the great point is it's not just we're getting hot from this three-point line and threes are dropping. Like, guys' percentages are higher, but it's not because they're taking 10 to 12 threes a game and hitting 8 or 9
teams down the court and making
exactly.
layups.
They're running them down the floor, and they are destroying them, and they are attacking them over and over and over again. And they are finding the mismatches. Josh Giddey is a nightmare as far as mismatches are concerned, because usually your point guard is not going to be at that same size to try to stop him. And I mean, he recognizes it immediately, and he's taking you into the paint, and he's going to try to score on you. He's going to try to jump over you and, you know, hit a shot off the glass or something like that. Coby is just cooking people, period. Doesn't matter who is guarding him. And that just grows the confidence of a young team and makes them believe in stuff that most people don't believe in as far as this team is concerned, which is great. Like, hope and stuff like that is great for a young team when you're playing like this, because their confidence goes so much higher and they start believing in themselves. And this is why you see this kind of execution with it as well.
And I mentioned the 3-point numbers on the defensive end, so I just want to share this real quick before we transition. Over the last 10 games, the Bulls are allowing the 4th highest number of threes to their opponents. So opponents are taking 40.4 3-point attempts per game, which is the 4th highest in the league, and they're making only 32.2% of them, which is the lowest number in the league. So basically, they're giving up a lot of threes, and teams are not making them.
So they have benefited with their defensive numbers a bit of that opponent missed threes luck.
And that's like opposite. Red flag number 1 about defenses. But on the year, so the season averages, they're still allowing basically the same amount of threes, 39.6. So less than 1 fewer than over the last 10 games. And teams are making 34%, which is the 2nd lowest. So a little bit more, but it's not dissimilar to their season average. I don't know if that's a sustainable thing year to year, but over these games, I mean, they're definitely benefiting from teams missing a lot of threes.
But don't you remember? We remember previous seasons where those numbers were like that as far as the attempts they were giving up, and those teams were scoring, you know, from 3 and just torching the Bulls from 3. Now it's kind of caught up and it's flipped over on its head on the other side, and they're benefiting from it, which is awesome.
And, you know, tonight, something to keep an eye on, because this Nuggets team, if it's been maybe a weakness of the Bulls recently or something that they're getting a little lucky on, the Nuggets are very efficient with their threes. They have the 4th highest percentage at 38.1% in the NBA, but they don't take any. They are dead last in the NBA in 3-point attempts per game at just shy of 32, while our Bulls are at 42.5, opposite ends of the spectrum. And Joker, to his credit, is having a career year behind the 3-point line at, 41.3% on also a career-high 4.5-ish attempts. So you're missing that. Aaron Gordon has been a hesitant 3-point shooter and a willing 3-point shooter at various stages of his career. He's out tonight. But, again, they are efficient and, you know, picky and choosy when it comes to the Nuggets and their offense and the threes that they take. Jamal Murray, to his credit, also having a really solid year behind the 3-point line. We can take a quick look at what he's doing on the season, because he is their main star tonight, averaging 21.5 per game. That is on pace to be his career high points-wise. He is very aggressively flirting with a 50-40-90 season at 47.5% from the field, 39.9 from 3, and nearly 89 from the charity stripe. Also dishing out 6 assists per game, also averaging a career high 1.4 steals right now. With no Joker, you have to assume for the Bulls defensively, Jamal Murray is the first name on Billy's whiteboard.
Yeah, has to be. And when he's on, he's on. Like, we've seen him be great, like, plenty of times for sure. He's having a up and down season, I would say. Injuries have kind of caught up to him. I'm hoping that, you know, by the playoff time, by the time that comes, that, you know, he's got it going, because playoff Jamal Murray is something to behold and to really enjoy.
That run in 23.
My God, when he was dropping 50 on cat, like, he
just like clutch shot monster every other night.
Every single time. and you knew who was getting the ball. Like, you're on a team with Nikola Jokic, and your clutch performer is Jamal Murray. And that hasn't really changed, honestly. He's a great player. You're right. He will be number one on that whiteboard, Matt. Like, it will be about Jamal Murray and who can defend him and kind of stop him and slow him down. Usually I think he will put either Alonzo or Trey Jones, on him. But now, let's see if maybe now would probably be a Coby White or someone like that. Maybe cheat with Giddey for a little bit of time. Or, as a team, seeing what he does if he wants to come inside. But he is just like Coby, Will, in the sense of he enjoys breaking you down one-on-one. But, man, when he breaks you down, he will get inside to get that layup or he will take that three.
Yeah, I mean, he's just such a dynamic scorer. And, I mean, a guy who does really well in tandem with Jokic, obviously. Those pick and rolls are super dangerous no matter who's guarding and who's screening. So I'm curious to see what he looks like without Jokic. But at the same point, like if I'm the Nuggets tonight, that's my game plan. I'm going right at Coby and trying to tire him out because the Bulls don't have like a backcourt defender that can really give Murray trouble. I mean, you guys mentioned Trey out, Lonzo out, Io out. So you've got Giddey, Herter, and Coby back there, and they've got one of those guys has to guard Jamal Murray, and it's probably not going to be Giddey or Herter. So, I mean, maybe they throw Herter at him. I mean, Giddey, I think, does better on bigger wings. He'll probably be on Peyton Watson. And I wonder, I mean, you can't put Coby on Michael Porter Jr., so it's going to be a tough matchup for them. That's where you have to probably benefit a little bit from opponent three-point shooting. But if I'm the Nuggets, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going at Coby, and I'm wearing him down, and I'm saying you're going to have to guard on every possession and then also do what you do on the offensive end, which is score 30 a night, which is what he did last week.
I was going to say, and I mentioned that they are on the Rockets' heels for that second seed in the West. Jamal Murray, team high 39 points for the Nuggets in their win over Houston in the front end of their back-to-back last night. So he's coming off a big-time performance. It'll be curious to see if he has the legs to do it again tonight against the Bulls.
Will brings up an excellent point, as usual. Talking about Coby White and taking him away, that is something, Will, I have yet to see teams start doing, is taking away what the Bulls like to do. And for me, that's the big sign of respect of a team actually taking you straight up seriously. So I'm curious to see that. If that's going to be the case, they try to wear him down with a guy like Jamal Murray on him and take him out of the game. That is exciting for me because then Billy's going to have to, counter with something like that. And other guys will have to step up. And that's when basketball becomes chess, when you do those kind of things. And that happens when, you're a good team or you're just on a hot streak like the Bulls are. So
we saw the Lakers start out with Dorian Finney-Smith on Coby. And Dorian Finney-Smith is not the same player he was 3 or 4 years ago.
No, not at all.
Where he was like one of the premier, 3-and-D wings in the league.
He's playing like 3 positions when he's on the floor.
Exactly. But Coby, even there was a play early on in the game where he was driving and Dorian Finney-Smith tried to stay with him and he just bounced right off of Coby. Like Coby has just been so good at using his strength going to the basket. And if Dorian Finney-Smith can't stay with you physically, then that speaks a lot to how strong Coby is and his aggression going to the rim and putting pressure on teams. And so, I mean, you can look at it the same way too. I mean, Christian Brown, great defender. Maybe he is the one that has the Coby assignment early. He's a very big physical guy. I'm curious to see how Coby will do on him.
All right, we are nearing tip-off time, but before we get out of here real quick, it is time for our pregame picks. Pregame picks brought to you by Bet365. Don't forget to use that promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whenever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Never ordinary.
All right, gentlemen, I got 3 straight bets that I'm feeling tonight.
Let's go, Peck.
You can still get these in right under the buzzer if you want to tail me. Josh Giddey.
Yeah!
I'm taking Uncle Will's bet from a couple nights ago that did not pan out. I'm taking Giddey to do it tonight. Combined assists and boards. We saw him go crazy with his stat line on Saturday night, especially with the absence of Trey Jones. Coby and Josh have been sharing the ball well, sharing the usage percentage well with this Bulls offense. All of it's humming. Give me over 17.5 combined Giddey assists and boards tonight. Don't say I've never said anything nice about Josh Giddey.
They will.
Now follow through Josh Giddey. If you don't do it, coming at you.
You're dead to me.
Just kidding. Also, why run away from a hot thing or a hot player? Coby White to score 25 or more tonight is at plus 110. Plus money on Coby White to keep being Coby White tonight. I like that pick too much to ignore it. So I'm going to rock with that one. Back when my parlay hit when we were playing the Kongs, and I said Coby, DeMar, and Zach, all 20+.
Yeah.
Coby came through.
He did.
Zach and DeMar did not.
They did not.
And my last one, I actually got this one after Joker was ruled out, but before Aaron Gordon was ruled out at plus 120. Give me the Bulls money line, man. Why not? Bulls to win in Denver to go 4-2 on the road trip. Third straight win. 8-2 in their last 10. Why not? Why the heck not?
Is Positive Peck making an appearance?
Oh, man.
I haven't seen him in so long. I don't know what he looks like.
If you can't beat him, join him, Dave. Bulls are winning tonight.
Oh, that's not Positive Peck. Excuse me. Sorry.
Or, hey, if the Bulls win tonight and I make some money,
yeah,
I'll feel a little better.
Matt, good to see you.
Hey, everybody. So there it is. Those are your pregame picks brought to you by Bet365. Never ordinary at Bet365. Use that promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling, and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, that is it. We have passed 8 p.m. Chicago local time. That means tip-off is just moments away. The road trip ends tonight, y'all. One more later in the evening tip. We can get through it. We can get through it together. Hit that like button on your way out, for gosh sake. If you haven't hit it yet, I saw Katie asking for him.
Yes.
The ratio of viewers to likes, not acceptable. I just gave you some bets.
For Josh sakes.
Hit the like. We will be right back here for live post-game. We'll see you then. See you, everybody. Good.
Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.